Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors. With James Holst.
Look at that. Wow, is that an incredible fish?
And the rest of the IDO fishing team. We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water. With Pat McSherry.
All right, what a fish.
And Andy Fiocca.
Wow. Get the colors on this fish.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of In-Depth Outdoors. I'm James Holst, and we've got a very exciting show for you today. Now, before we go out there on the ice, when we're going to be fishing with Calvin Svihel up in North Dakota, I'm fortunate enough today to have the chance to announce a new sponsor here at In-Depth Outdoors, Brandel GMC in Aitkin, Minnesota. Now, as many of you know that have watched the show for years, over the last decade, we've made all of our trips in a 2005 Chevy Duramax diesel. Now this summer, at the ripe old age of 377,000 reliable miles, we thought it was a really good idea to be looking for a new truck, and that's where Brandel GM comes in. They're sportsmen, they hunt and fish just like us, they watch the show, and they were able to help us get into a brand new Chevy Duramax diesel, a 2018. If it's as reliable as our 2005 was, it's never going to leave us on the side of the road. So that's only half the story about Brandel GM. Now, before they were a sponsor of In-Depth Outdoors, like I said, they were fans. And one of the things they always wanted to see was a way for people that watch the show, fans of the show, to get a chance to get out there on the water with the hosts here at In-Depth Outdoors and do some fishing and maybe even film that time on the water and air it as a TV show. And that's going to happen thanks to Brandel GM. What we're doing is we're putting together the In-Depth Outdoors Ultimate Fishing Trip Giveaway. So what that means is the winner and a guest will get a chance to go fishing with me, and we're going to film that as an episode. You pick the species, I pick the destination, and the rest of the In-Depth Outdoor sponsors are going to outfit the winners with the gear you see us using here on the show. Fishing rods, outerwear, big tackle pack. So you're going to walk away with a chance to fish with us here at In-Depth Outdoors. We're going to air that as a TV show, and you're going to walk away with a great prize pack as well. So to enter, go to our homepage at In-Depth Outdoors, look for the logo, Ultimate Fishing Trip Giveaway. Click on that, it's going to take you to Brandel GM. You're going to be able to enter there, and here's the catch. You can enter once a week. After each TV show, follow this process, re-enter. It's going to increase the chances that you are going to be the one that walks away with a chance to fish and film with the hosts of In-Depth Outdoors. So that brings us to today's show. I'm going to be fishing with Calvin Svihel. We're headed to North Dakota, Churchs Ferry. Now, this area is about 30 minutes north of Devil's Lake, and it's just full of small, shallow bodies of water that freeze fast and have great walleye populations. Now, we've been here in the past. A couple years ago, we fished this area, got on a fantastic walleye bite. And what I love about this area is the bodies of water are completely unlike anything we have back at home in Minnesota. The lakes are very shallow. Very often you're going to be fishing in 5 or 6 feet of water or less. The water clarity is pretty poor by Minnesota standards, and they don't have a lot of deep structure like we see in lakes back in Minnesota. And it kind of throws me off my game a little bit. For whatever reason, I enjoy that. It challenges me, if you will. So do stick around. Should have a great show for you here today. It's Calvin Svihel and I today on In-Depth Outdoors.
StrikeMaster introduces the new Lithium 40 Volt. Everything you've ever wanted in an ice auger. With a 40% increase in cutting speed over the competition and up to 100 holes per charge, the Lithium 40 Volt has the power and stamina you need to hunt down your next big bite. And for a limited time, all Lithium 40 Volt augers come with a spare battery, free. The new Lithium 40 Volt, only from StrikeMaster.
From the first time you pick up a tuned-up custom rod, you'll know you're holding something special. A rod not mass-produced, but built one at a time by the hands of gifted craftsmen. Rods like the Precision, ice fishing's most versatile multi-species rod, or the Precision Noodle with a tip so sensitive you'll never fish a spring bobber again. And the Commander, the rod that's never met a big fish it couldn't best. Tuned-up custom rods. Ice rods handcrafted for you and the way you fish.
This winter, set a trap for your next trophy with iFish Pro. Ideal for all species, iFish Pro is an innovative fishing system that allows an angler to use their favorite rod and reel instead of trying to manage the fish hand over hand. Complete your ice fishing arsenal with iFish Pro, tactical ice gear that puts the fight back into tip-up fishing.
Look at that.
Find iFish Pro online at ifishpro.com or at your favorite sporting goods retailer.
Got him! What you got there?
Not sure. Big walleye.
There you go.
That thing come up 4 feet under the ice.
Really?
I would have sworn it was a pike. This is what hit me just a minute ago. Same fish.
So you're right underneath the ice, huh?
Well, I'm in 7.5 foot of water, and you saw when I set the hook, I could see the fish.
Okay.
Basically just turned him. It's a real nice, probably 21, 22 inch walleye. That one's a little thin in the middle, if you know what I mean. You know, those other fish we've caught have been pretty chunky. But that's a nice fish. We'll take that.
Nice fish.
Did not act like a walleye at any time during that whole deal. All right, gonna get him unhooked. That's a number 4 UV green Rip and Wrap. That is a super nice walleye. We'll take that one. Typically, you know, you get these better fish here out on Lake Irvin late in the afternoon, early evening, just as that sun starts to set. So maybe that's a great sign that we're in for a good bite here. And one of the things that I've noticed is this spot's got some cleaner water to it. You know, we've bounced around a little bit, and some of the spots we've been at have just had horrible water clarity. I mean, I would measure it in inches, like 2. So I can actually see the bait down there about a foot. So that should help us. I would say my water clarity is right about there. Almost a foot. Yeah, probably about a foot. That's better. So hopefully between the iFish Pros and the minnows and, you know, these jig rods, we should be able to put some nice fish on the ice. And like I said, that one was just lunatic crazy. Walleyes should not do that. Hit 3.5 feet underneath the ice.
Well, shallow water like that, they come out all excited.
Uh-huh.
They're in here for a reason. They're shallow, feeding.
Well, hopefully with a little bit cleaner water, we can get a real nice concentrated bite right before dark. Of course, I'll be the first one to admit that, you know, very often we come out with a plan about when the fish are going to bite, and it doesn't always work that way. You know, last week when we did that bluegill show back in Minnesota, we were convinced the best bite was going to be right around sundown, and they bit at 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. So they're always throwing curveballs. I think the best advice I can give people is it's very hard to miss the bite window if you fish all day. So that's our plan.
In-depth outdoors, spot on the spot ID.
On today's Spot on the Spot ID, we're going to take a little bit different approach to how you can use electronics to learn a body of water and get on fish quickly. So typically we'd pull up a pre-existing topographical map, but here, fishing the bodies of water north of Devil's Lake, they're also very shallow that it's very difficult to survey those bodies of water, but there is another way to go about it. And you can see Lake Irvin, Lake Alice, Chain of Lake, Mike's Lake, Dry Lake, and they all flow back down to Devil's Lake. So they're all connected. And many of these lakes, a lot of the acreage out there is incredibly shallow. The fish very often will be found in 3-4 feet of water. So how do you go about finding fish on what are fairly large expanses of water without any really good maps pre-existing for you to look at? So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in on this map, and you're going to be able to see what's below the water from the satellite imagery. So now that we're zoomed in, you can see an older satellite image of one of the lakes up here north of Devil's Lake. Now I will point out that this is the free, kind of hacky way to go about this. There are some really good mapping products out there offered by Dr. Sonar that do this and take a lot of the guesswork out of it. But for our purposes, this was close enough for what Cal and I were trying to get accomplished on this trip. So now what you can do is once you're zoomed in here, you start to see some of the areas of interest. Now this is a land that was probably high ground before the lake flooded. It's now underwater structure. You can see the old lake bed up here. You can see where the rock comes down off the shorelines where the old lake bed used to be. So what we did is when you zoom in and click on a piece of structure, it will actually show you the GPS coordinates for that location. Because that structure no longer sticks above the ice, you can't see it with your eyes. But now that you've got the GPS coordinate, now you will have to adjust that format to work in your GPS system, but it's very accurate. It'll drop you right on the piece of structure. And what we were looking for was any rock from the old shoreline. That rock is out in about 3.5 to 5 foot of water right now. Most of this, the basin, is just silty sand, and it doesn't concentrate a lot of fish, at least early in the season. And what we were finding was the active fish would press right up against that clean rock that was exposed by the old shoreline, where the waves would roll up and pull the sand off the shorelines and leave exposed rock for those fish to push bait fish up on and feed. And that's where we spent the afternoon and were able to get on a pretty decent bite. And that bite, of course, just kept getting better and better and better throughout the day.
The Lithium Shuttle, only from Markham Technologies. Okuma Fishing Tackle offers a complete lineup of reels for the die-hard ice angler. The Okuma Samar 10 and Inspira 20 are a perfect match with your favorite panfish or walleye ice fishing rod. Both feature a long stem handle that fits comfortably in a gloved hand. Cyclonic flow rotor technology that throws water off the reel to minimize ice buildup. And a drag system optimized for use in extreme conditions. Everywhere, every day, every fish. Okuma Fishing Tackle is inspired fishing.
At Aluma, we make the longest-lasting, most dependable enclosed trailers on the road today. By building quality our competition just can't match. Our all-aluminum construction gives you a heavy-duty but lightweight trailer that can handle your tough hauls. Aluma trailers are engineered for ease of use, with you in mind. All backed by our unbeatable 5-year warranty. Work or play, get there. With Aluma, we're in it for the long haul.
Proving yet again that the best never rest, Otter introduces Otter Thermal Tech, the proprietary full thermal shell found on every Otter shelter. Beginning with the all-new XT-H hub shelters and the all-new lightweight one-man XT hideout, on up to the ever-popular XT and XT Pro Series shelters that have earned a near-legendary reputation for unmatched toughness and durability. At Otter, we know stopping at good enough is way overrated. This ice season, see for yourself how the best just keep getting better.
drag, a little light. Better. There he is. Right species, I hope. So far, so good. Yes, sir. Look at that. Nicer fish there. Upper teens. Just beak hooked there. That guy is gonna be fine. You're gonna live to a ripe old age, buddy. Just a nice combination of the iFish pros here. Actually, you know, the iFish pros have been just killing it here midday. We're waiting for these guys to really get tuned up and show up shallow, where we're probably gonna catch a nice combination of walleyes like this on the iFish pros and the jigging baits. All right, see you later, guy.
That's one thing about these Dakota lakes. It's feast or famine, you never know. Super shallow water, 3.5, 4 feet. That's fishing.
There's definitely some bodies of water I'm a lot more comfortable on.
Yeah, we're definitely out of our element in this shallow water, but challenge accepted. Let's do it. James, flag.
I got you by a mile. Oh, he's still there.
Still got him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's no giant. He's the right size for eating and
Pike or what?
The right brand.
There we go.
The right model. All right. Any fish we catch this time of the day with these high skies, it's just kind of making us more confident for that last hour of the day. That's a perfect hook set. Just leads us to believe that there's a lot of fish using this area. Nice guy. I don't know what happened to him. At some point in his life, somebody took off almost all of his dorsal fin. So I guess he's built for speed now or something. Limited drag. He's custom. All right, back you go, buddy. Whoop. No grace. Mission accomplished, though. Fingers crossed. It kind of feels like we're getting something figured out here. I mean, on a day like today, you'd come out here on Irvin. The fish always seem to feed shallow. And it's going to be that last hour of the day, right? Well, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're catching fish. Typically, that means we're in for a really good bite right there at sundown, but I've been wrong before. There's one.
Look at that thing.
Got him! I don't know what he is.
Good one?
Hey, it's a walleye. I like his style. I'm a happy guy. Come here, fish.
Nice fish.
Yeah, not bad. You know, 17, maybe 18-inch fish. I'll take him all day long. Hooked real light. You want to keep any fish, Cal, or?
No, I still have some. I'm good.
You're a lucky guy. Cal likes you. All right. Well, he's just barely hooked. There we go. All right. About a 17-inch fish. Very fat. Got him up on the shallow side. We're fishing one of these creek channels. Just trying to figure out where these fish are running. See you later. All right, standard iFish Pro setup over here in about 4.5 foot of water. We've got about 6.5, 7 foot of water behind us. And that's kind of the extent of the structure here. We've got shallow mud silt flats. And this is where the old creek channel used to run basically north to south. And we're trying to intercept some of these walleyes as they start to get ready to feed hard, hopefully right as the sun's starting to go down.
Based on the way that thing popped it,
oh, she was
sounds
going.
like it ate it like it wanted it.
Yeah, it took a lot of line. There's one. Get him, Cal. Go, 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 go.
Not going anywhere. There he goes. Got a brutal wind out here in North Dakota right now, and this hole froze over a little quick.
I got another one. I didn't even get it set all the way.
Oh, really?
I'm not kidding. Running, running, running.
This one's not moving, so I'm gonna test it out real quick.
Yeah, with that sure set, you can usually take them pretty quick. There you go.
There we go.
I got mine.
I think I might have changed my mind into keeping some fish. Oh, maybe not, he's right here.
Well, I got one for you over here too. Perfect eater, bud.
No, this one's not hooked. I thought it was hooked deep, but it's not. So, look at there. That's one of my first fish ever besides pike on these iFish Pros. Nice little tool.
I'm
a lot
telling
of fun
you
to
what.
catch them on a rod and reel too. Nice healthy fish, man. Get this one back, get it set up. We're in the magical witching hour right now. Woo, thank you. Real simple setup with this iFish Pro. We're fishing shallow water. VMC sure set. Don't have to give these fish much time at all, and you can pretty much drive it home right away. I'm gonna go get a minnow. Got a minnow, Holst?
You know I got a minnow.
StrikeMaster introduces the new Lithium 40 Volt. Everything you've ever wanted in an ice auger. With a 40% increase in cutting speed over the competition and up to 100 holes per charge, the Lithium 40 Volt has the power and stamina you need to hunt down your next big bite. And for a limited time, all Lithium 40 Volt augers come with a spare battery, free. The new Lithium 40 Volt, only from StrikeMaster. Markham's new pocket-sized handheld underwater cameras, the Recon 5 and 5 Plus, use a 5-inch color display to deliver superior screen detail and employ a combination of dark water LED and infrared lighting to punch through the darkness. The Recon 5 Plus adds a built-in DVR and on-screen display for critical information, previously only available on full-sized underwater viewing systems. This winter, see what you've been missing with a Recon from Markham Technologies, the undisputed leader in underwater cameras.
Marking.
Hey, right species.
Nice thing about those is they don't take your baits.
Right species, wrong size.
Oh, you'll take them anyway.
Absolutely, it's a start. I think these are the ones I was missing earlier. I had 3 or 4 fish. Ouch.
It's awful thoughtful of them to give you a second and third shot like that.
What can you do? That one had a little bit of vapor trail on them, so I thought it was another pike.
Good thing you didn't pull it away.
Number 5, pink UV slab wrap. Good little bait, good little bait.
Is that a slab wrap?
Yeah. This fish gave me 3 chances, huh?
Yeah! No pikey, be a walleye. There you go.
3 chances. Finally. I don't know what I did to deserve 3 chances to catch this fish, but thank you.
Clean living, Mr. Cal, clean living.
Thank you.
Well, we both know it's baloney, but...
I tell you what, I've had a run of about the last 10 minutes where I think I've missed 3 or 4 fish of this caliber, but can't complain. I finally got one on the top of the ice here, so nice healthy fish. Looks real good, small head, big body, and I did notice earlier that they've been eating freshwater shrimp. Typical in any of the Dakota lakes, seem to be feeding on those shrimp to get big and bulky like that.
Oh, tip up.
There's a tip up right there.
Watch me go.
Coming in schools. I'm gonna get this one back.
There he is.
Good one.
Oh, he's feeling a lot like a pike, buddy. Just when you thought it'd be too dark to catch a pike in water this color. I go and find a way.
They're feisty though.
Yeah, I don't need no feist. Woo!
We've seen that a couple times though, James. I mean, you had a walleye on that iFish Pro and put it back down there, and
you don't know what you're gonna get.
You caught a pike, you know.
About the only thing that we haven't kind of had, you know, pop into our life here is a perch, a big perch.
Right.
Right in the corner, right where you want it. That was on a nice fat head. All right, well, we keep the fat head. Back he goes. And I'm on a minnow run. You keep catching walleyes, I'll keep clearing out the pike. I actually ran for that one.
So that brings us to the end of today's show. Not the easiest bite we've ever been on, that's for sure, but there is something about these lakes north of Devils that I just love to fish. So the more time I get up here, the more I learn, and I guarantee you it's going to make me a lot better fisherman. So I want to thank Svihel for spending time with me out there on the ice. We've been fishing together for a long time and always enjoy his company. Now, before we go, I want to drop an ice report. In response to last week's fishing show, we got a lot of requests from people on social media that want to see an ice report as part of each TV show. Now, we're probably not going to do this all winter long, but while things are still a little sketchy here at the start of the ice season, we're going to share what we're seeing out there in the field. So for the area north of Devil's Lake, Alice, Irvin, over to Dry, most of the lakes had 8 to 10 inches of ice. The shorelines were in good shape. That said, there's still lots of open water on these lakes, and some of the areas of open water are pretty large, so be safe out there, people. Last thing before we go, if you're looking for lodging in this area, check out Prairie Paradise Lodge. It's owned by Dean Price, great guy. He's been a huge help to me with keeping an eye on ice conditions in the area. It's conveniently located just a couple of miles from some of the more popular lakes up here in this area, so the price is right. Dean's a great guy. Definitely look him up if you're looking for some lodging right here in this general area. So thanks to everybody for watching today. We'll see you next week.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at indepthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.